Hi, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, I'm Yvette and you are welcome. So tell me, what are you grateful for today? Because personally, I'm grateful for the ability to visualize, the ability to think of your future, the ability to picture the outcome of your goals, the ability to picture how your future will be, and to get the excitement. Because as humans, I feel like it's a blessing for us to have the ability to actually picture something and see something the way we want it, because that's one of the things that can help you be motivated to keep doing whatever you're doing, or be like excited about your plans and your future and your outcome before getting there. So yeah, today I'm grateful for the ability to visualize. So tell me down below what you're grateful for, and without talking too much, let's get into the video. So today is like the official last part of the self-reflection December, which means we are finished. We are going to finish like 50 questions that are in the category of the document or the link that I was using to ask myself this question. But I thought it was interesting to add just a bonus, like just to go through everything that we've talked about, and just see how far we've come, or what's in our mind at the end of these 50 questions that we've been asking ourselves. So if you have come this far, thank you for being here, and tell me, have you been asking yourself these questions, or just watching the videos without actually taking the advice? I hope you've been at least asking yourself even if it's one question per video, that is beneficial to you. And so let's start on today's questions. Today's questions are mainly focusing on an interesting part, which is relationship you have with others, which is a very interesting and wide topic that we're going to talk about in this video. And if you don't know what we're talking about, and this is the first video you're watching, we've been going through a self-reflection December journey, where we've been asking ourselves add questions that you normally don't ask yourself, or you normally don't get asked. So they help you like reflect on different areas of your life, like your career, your emotions, your past, your future, and just generally what makes you the person that you are. In today's video, you're going to talk about your relationship with others. And without talking too much, which I know I have already, let's just get into the video. So the first question is, if you would have a dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be, and what would you ask them? So I feel this is a very nice, interesting question to start the video with. And I think that if it was someone I would like to have a dinner with, it would be like my dad. And what question would I ask him is, I would like to know, when I was born, what was the feeling that was going through him, or what did he have on his mind? Because that is something I've always been interested to know. And yeah, I think him would be the person I would have loved to like have a dinner with, and just ask him what was his feelings when he first held me or first saw me. I know it's kind of weird, but that is something I'm interested. I would love to know. So it would be my dad, and I would ask him what was the feeling when he first set his eyes on me. So yeah. The next question is, if someone would describe you, what do you think they'd say? And I think this is a hard one, because you never know what people say about you, or what people think about you. But I think at the top of my head, I think I'd guess some of the things, because I've been through like work forums where people like are given a chance to tell someone what they think about them, or tell someone how they feel about them. And I think if I sum up what I can remember is mostly they say I'm sarcastic or matured with a fun personality. So yeah, that's I think what people would say. The next question is, who are you craving deeper relationship with? I'd say if not myself, then just generally people around me, because I'm not the kind of person, or I said I don't want to keep saying that I'm not the kind of person, because that is one of the habits that we're trying to get ourselves out of. So I'd say in the past, I've been the kind of person who thinks she can't be like too emotional or too emotionally connected to people or too invested in people or too like generally like outgoing when they meet people for the first time. So just a general connection to people and not feeling like you have to close off or put a guard on yourself just so people don't think that you're too loud or too happy, positive, or just jumpy person. Yeah, so I'd say just generally everyone around me, and but most importantly myself, because creating deeper relationship with yourself will help you understand yourself but also the people around you, and also will help you to relate more with the people around you. So yeah, that's the next question is, if you had 5 minutes and the whole world was listening, what would you say? And this is usually a very hard question, because the entire world is always listening to you, or always watching whatever you do, or always like keeping an eye on you, even if as much as you don't think like people are always watching you, and in as much as people are always just waiting for you to make that wrong move, so they say, oh, she did this and that, oh, she did this and that. I feel like most people don't say it, but the whole world is already watching you live your life. The whole world is already listening to you, whatever you say, whatever moves you make. So if the whole world gave me a chance or a listening ear, there's nothing that I'll say that I've never said before. It's always like, I'll just be myself and say whatever comes to my mind at that moment. Because in as much as you prepare yourself to wow people, when you're given that chance and you have to think about what you'll have to say, it means you'll have to lie or say something that you think the world wants to hear. So I'd say whatever will come into my mind at that moment, or whatever I'd feel like saying at that moment, is whatever I'll say. So there's nothing that I can think of at the top of my mind that is something I want to tell the world that I'm not already saying, that I'm not already like living, that I'm not already doing. So nothing new. I'll be me and say whatever comes to my mind and be whatever comes at the moment. Yeah. The next question is, what is your favorite topic to talk about? And it's already making me excited. That means it's my favorite topic to talk about, and it's self-development, self-awareness, self-reflection, self-actualization. That word is usually so hard. Everything about self. Because once you create or work on the foundation, then the entire building or the entire block will be catered for. So anything that has to do with self-improvement, anything that has to do with positive mindset, positive life, like mindfulness, I'm so excited. Anytime, any place you find me, let's talk about self-actualization. Let's talk about ways in which we can improve ourselves as human beings, as people, and stuff like that. Those are favorite topics I like to talk about. I like to read about. I'd love to watch anything about. So anything to do with self-improvement. Anything to do with self-improvement, count me in. Yep. The next question is, how do you handle conflict? I'd say, and I think I've talked about this before, I just like taking a step back. Look at things in a different way, or look at things closely, at a distance. See, why is this becoming an issue? Or why is the other person feeling like this is bringing like a problem between you? Or why am I in this situation? Or what is the problem and how can I best handle it? So I'm not the kind of person who will just like come to you and start quarreling. Hey, I heard you did this. No. If it's too serious, then I'll find a way and talk about it, which is very like, I just don't like the confrontational thing. So if it's something like petty, then I'll let it go, I'll let it slide. But then if it's something serious, we'll talk about it, but not at the moment, not when I'm still heated or not when I'm still like angry. So yeah, how I handle conflict is just take a step back and look at it from a distance. Yeah. So the next question is, who do you look up to? And I think I'd say at the top of my mind, who I look up to is mostly, yes, my mom. And as I said, and I've talked about it so many times, is that I don't have like a single person who I look up to. So every woman or person out there who is positive, successful, like is making a difference in the world, is someone I look up to. And it's not like a single person, but it's different people making a difference in the world, and different people putting out themselves or taking time out of their lives to like just make people's world a better place. So yeah, I look up to all those people who are changing people's life and thinking of other people more than just themselves. So who I look up to is all those people. Not a single person, but everyone in the world who is making a difference. And the next question is, how are you similar to your parents? And this is interesting. And I think since my mom, I've known her for a very long time. What am I talking about? I've known her all my life. So let's say I've been with her for so many years. I've gotten time to like know her and stuff like that. I'd say in ways in which I'm similar to her is the fact that we don't like confrontation and we don't like any sort of conflict with people. So that's how I'm similar to her. And for my dad, if I'd say something, I think, because I didn't get to know him that well, so if I'd say something, I feel like I would be more similar to him if he was around, because I know he used to love writing, and I know he used to love like reading, and those are some of the things that I love doing. So those are the ways that I think I would have been similar to him, and I feel like I would have been more close to him and more like I would have been a daddy's daughter. So yeah, I think those are the ways that I'd say I'm similar to my parents. And of course I have my dad's height and I have my dad's teeth gap. So yeah, that's how I'm similar to my parents, if I'd say. So the next one is, what is the nicest thing that someone has ever told you? And anytime that someone has told me that, let's say anytime that someone says thank you for your advice, or thank you for your time, or thank you for like listening to me and giving me feedback, anytime that someone appreciates my input, or anytime that someone appreciates my like help, that means a lot to me, because it means like I did my part as a human, or I took time out of my day to like make someone's life easier or better, and that means a lot to me. So the nicest thing that someone has ever told me is just thank you, because that is one simple thing that people don't say, or people don't like acknowledge that they have to tell someone, or people rarely do. So yeah, just simple thank you to me is something very important. The next question is, what do you believe is the most important characteristics that a person can have, or a human can have? And I feel like the most important value, or the most important characteristic that someone can have, is a good heart. Just have a good heart. Like, think about people, think about how people are feeling, think about how people see themselves, or think about how just like think about other people, where in whatever you are doing, in whatever you're saying, in whatever, just think about how the other person is going to like feel or be, or how you're going to affect the other person. Just have like a good heart, and once you have a good heart, then you're definitely a good human. And if you're a good human, the entire world will appreciate your existence. So that is one characteristic. Just be a good human and be honest. And yeah, that's what I'd say. And the last but not least in this This category was so long but entertaining. And yeah, so the last question is, and it's a very important question, is how many people are in your inner circle? I'd say at the core of the circle is me, so there's one dot there. Then the immediate circle is only 3 people that are in that inner circle, and it's because me don't have time for drama, and me don't have time for quarrels with people, and me don't have time for any sort of negative influence or negative energy from people. So yeah, that's what so thank you guys for going through this self-reflection journey with me, and thank you for always supporting and watching my videos, and thank you for liking, and thank you for commenting. And I hope these videos help you to self-reflect and just have a self-audit and think about your life, think about yourself, because they do help me too. Because in as much as I'm talking to the camera and telling someone else you can do this about your life, you can think about this about your life, I'm also talking to myself. And the main reason I started doing these videos is because I want to be talking to myself while also other people are listening to what I'm telling myself. Because if I just say it in my brain, I might not take my own advice, because no one is watching and no one is making me accountable. So yes, and thank you for always being here, and tell me what you are grateful for. As we say here, gratitude is the most important value that we cherish in this channel, and just tell me what you're grateful for. Thank you for watching, and let me see you in my next video. Bye.